Hello, and welcome back to Rise of the Runelords from the Lee 6113 TTRPG Guild. Doing Pathfinder instead of 5e, because why not? It's a good system. Session 19. In the last session, the crew made their way through the rest of the dugout and constructed tunnels of the first subterraneous layer, finding a meeting as well as several doors of various wood types. Mahogany, white oak, and red cedar to be specific, because we have to. Following which, next to this war meeting room, was a research room in which studies were being conducted, and behind the wall was a secret door which led down to the second subterranean level. This level is a lot older, it would appear, and is canted slightly. So as they travel to the east, they are walking slightly uphill. After making it past a room that is empty, but completely scratched up on every surface, they made it to a small hallway where, unfortunately, the two doors at the end of the hallway, despite likely being made out of stone, drug one of our, I suppose we can say, heroes, down the hallway with no real care to check for anything around. Ended up stepping onto a dangerous trap and getting killed after 2 rounds. Following this, the rest of the party carefully made their way past the trap and found themselves face to face with the cleric of Lamashtu, Nualia Tobin, and her Yethhound. A serious and, according to Karzarath and Ver, very scary battle.
I was scared. It's true.
Very, very scared.
Mm-hmm.
You all managed to just barely take out the demon-infested angelic humanoid, and took as much of a breather as you could, exploring the room with the red marble shelves, as well as a seeming massive gold pile from floor to ceiling. However, upon inspection revealed that it was simply an illusion and just a bunch of carved stone, to which Kalar barely noticed some coin slots on both sides of the statue. After inserting 1 gold into each slot, the illusion, as well as the stone underneath, ground itself into the floor, giving passage to a T-shaped hallway behind. And that is actually where we left off.
I never did get a chance to explore the room where the big boss person was. But we had kind of a pretty nasty trap here, so maybe this is not someplace that looks like they've gotten to. So maybe someone who can know something about traps, maybe check it out first?
CC just kind of nods and turns and just cups her hands between the door, just shouts for Karnzarath as loud as possible.
And then he somehow teleports.
Teleports.
Yeah. Just like, kind of... I would have put him on the body, but no point there. But yeah, just kind of right in her ears, like, what?
Considering how nasty that last trap was, this looks like something they haven't discovered yet. I imagine there could be similar nasty surprises.
Hey, so, what would you like me to do here? Investigation, disarm device, perception.
For this, if you are trying to see if this is trapped, it would be a perception check.
Huh.
Checking for traps is a perception.
I feel like I haven't.
And I think as a rogue, you have a plus to that.
Wow.
Specifically for traps.
So
If he has trap sense.
check for traps, like I could, with my massive perception, I could check for traps. I just can't disarm them.
Yeah.
I do
That's
have trap
correct.
finding.
And is it trap sense? Do you have trap sense?
I have something called trap finding.
Oh.
Trap sense helps with AC and reflex saves. Trap finding helps with finding.
Also, I do have trap sense, so I have them both.
Well,
Okay.
And that means that the DM has to tell you give you a perception when you're within 10 feet of a trap, I believe. Is that correct?
No,
Oh,
I do not.
okay.
I don't believe.
I think that's the case, but I could be wrong.
Based on definitions we've got here. Based on other discussions, I think there are things that do similar features, but...
I want to check this room out before we go delving into the unknown.
Yeah, okay. So, Karzrath with a 20. You can... you have a pretty good sense that...
Okay, that's not right.
No, this doesn't appear to be trapped. It seems as though the illusion and the barely perceptible slits in the walls are a good enough defense of its own.
No trap here.
You. Good. Don't want to deal with any more traps. No more bad stuff.
Right.
What would I do to investigate or look around this room? Is it perception or investigation?
If you are going to be looking around, yes, it would be perception. There is, unfortunately, no investigation check in Pathfinder. Hey, look at that.
Jesus.
Same
Again.
one as before. Alright, so
Dang.
around this room, around the what you find is so you see 3 chairs, books, scrolls, odds and ends, taxidermied animals. There is some bubbling water within this font here. The skulls in each of the corners here seem to be aflame without burning or depositing soot onto itself. And it looks like there are some holy texts and relics around. There is also several journals that you can find amidst these other paraphernalia. There are a lot of notes here, but you can tell that it is quite relevant. You catch a bit of what looks like scribblings of Nualia's past, and also you see, as you look through different locations in these notes, you see some mention of Sandpoint and the much larger goblin raid that was planned to destroy Sandpoint. You also see mention, sort of close to that as you flip through, a mention of a rune well, and how it has charges. I suppose it uses energy to activate, and how the rune well should very much not be overextended, lest it be put out of disuse and have to be sanctified, I suppose.
Is this Runewell something that seems to be in this location or another location?
If you were to take the time to look around that passage, you would make note of one phrase that draws your attention. It's listed, as Nualia called it, the Catacombs of Wrath. It seems, and there is mention of Suto, Kaijitsu, and the access to the catacombs through the glassworks. Otherwise, it would take you several hours to read through and actually collect all of the information out of this, but you have a set amount of interesting finds here.
He would
While
gather up all the written material after just skimming it, and something to peruse after later, which would probably be good. It's a good reason why this will be his last session. We can study of all this. Are the artifacts pretty heavy, or is it
No, they just look like, to anyone who was not very, say, spiritually inclined, they just look like little trinkets. But you can tell, as a cleric and as someone who understands what the situation is going on, these are like sort of like a divine focus type holy items, holy relics. They are not very large.
If there's a thing he can carry in a pack that he would try to take as much of her research notes and items as he could to study later.
Yeah, absolutely. While that is happening, the skimming and the skimming and looting, the rest of you three down here Karsrath, you have made your appraisal of this location as probably safe. You got a good look at it. Yeah, so up to you.
Guess we will try the door. If that's what that is.
Oh, well, in doing your perception check, you actually would have looked at the floor itself, as in the previous session, the whole of this structure right here ground into the ground, making it level with the floor. So it is open and free to pass through. I think I don't have a dynamic light barrier there.
And we'll carefully cross over.
Okay. I
And,
will reveal in this T there seems to be 3 double doorways, one directly ahead as well as one to the left and to the right.
Karzrath will quickly go back, get CC by the hand, and bring her through.
Yep, I will follow inside very, very warily.
Looks like 3 more doors. Left, right, and forward.
Cece will point to the left. And let's start. Let's go there and just go around the room.
All right.
Don't forget to look for traps.
That was what I was about to say. Karzrath is going to start by checking for traps.
Absolutely. Roll a perception check. You guys are learning. 22, 23, or 24? Trap finding. Half her level to perception to detect traps.
How about guidance for 23?
Sure, you can have guidance and trap finding for a 25. 25. Okay. With a 25, you inspect the bottoms and tops and hinges of these 2 doors, making very careful to look for any triggers, even on the floor before these doors. And you seem fairly confident in yourself, at least, that they are not trapped.
Okay. Are they locked?
Do you try the doors?
Yes.
Okay. No. The doors open. I will reveal area. And get rid of those. I said get rid of those. I should get rid of those. Okay, doors are gone. This barren room contains an upraised dais on which sits a marble throne. To either side stands statues of a similar man clutching a book and a glaive. A ghostly figure seems to be seated in the throne, an image of the same man who appears in the statues. He seems to be addressing an audience as he moves his hands about, his fingers decorated with hooked rings. But the words issuing from his phantom mouth are difficult to make out, and in a strange language.
Ooh, ooh,
Ooh.
ooh, scary.
That's spooky.
Yeah, too spoopy for me.
Yeah, Cece, you are hearing some muddled and totally unfamiliar words in there, and the 2 in front of you don't seem to be reacting as if there's a creature.
I kind of put my hand on Karzrath's back a little bit and just kind of give it a small push and be like, is there someone in there? Someone's talking.
Some kind of ghostly figure.
Oh, well that's odd. Can you understand what it says?
Nope.
What
Me
about
neither.
you, Ver? And yeah,
Nope.
she asks you that, but she's like looking to her left, which is towards the area that you guys came in. She's not looking here to Ver.
So you kind of get startled when I say no?
Yeah, because you're on the other side of me, and I wasn't prepared for
Right.
that. So just jump a little bit.
Nice.
Well, if no one's there and it's just a ghost, it shouldn't be able to hurt anybody.
Well...
If
So
you're
should
that
we do
concerned,
some
ask for an
perceps-
audience.
So should we do some perceptions to see what's good
If
in
you'd
this
like
room?
to.
I would love to. Dieter, I would love to.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay. Go ahead.
Doing it.
Perception check.
11.
11.
I'll put all
All
my
right.
perception out
Well-
there too.
Okay. Are you guys looking for traps specifically, or just anything interesting in there?
Nice. I mean, I was just looking for anything interesting. I suppose I don't
All
see
right.
much besides the ghost on the throne.
No. Harsrath, you get a better look, but unfortunately, all that you see in here are the similar statues to seemingly everywhere else in this dungeon, and the ghostly projection looping again and again. Karzrath, actually, I suppose you would notice with that high enough, the 17 there, that yeah, whatever this message is in whatever language it's being spoken in, it is looping. And especially with seeing his gestures.
Hmm.
Whatever it's saying, it's looping.
Yeah, that's... I mean, I wonder how long that's been there.
Does it sound like the tone in which the person's speaking? Does it sound aggressive? Does it sound like an order? Does it sound like a demand? Does it sound like it's a conversation? Like what's kind of the tone context?
Let me get out my test sheet so I can see all of the skills.
There's actually a listen skill.
Oh, what?
There's listen. I don't know if that. No, there isn't listen. Listen.
Sense motive.
Sense motive. Oh, I'm
There you
good
go.
at this. I'm bad at this.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, with a 9,
Cool.
that's still roughly average.
May I attempt to sense motive as well?
Only if you are told of such. CC, it's quieter. It doesn't quite seem like casual chatter, but aside being fairly melatonin, you can't get too much out of it.
Mm. Well, if it's just a projection and there's nothing interesting there, I say we keep going. Go to the next one.
Okay.
Did we ever loot this body?
I think
so.
a little bit, but you're welcome to take another look. I would say, yeah, Kalar, you would have finished your gathering as they are slowly wandering and reminiscing about the projections.
He doesn't have the strength to pick up weapons and all that heavy stuff, but if there's any kind of like paperwork or anything of study, like
Right. It does not appear so.
he doesn't see anything like that. They come over to CC and just like politely take a hand right to the another seat. He's there. That someone else walking up, some stranger. It's like, maybe you find anything interesting?
A talking projection ghost thing. Can't really figure out what it's saying. In that room, and she points. She probably points in the wrong direction, but it's the only open room.
Mm,
And then we're gonna go work on this door in front of us. Do you understand what that thing is saying?
I don't know. Are we sure it's projection and not a real ghost?
It's
It
looping.
didn't. It's looping, and it didn't seem to have any reaction to them standing at the door.
Nobody entered the room though, so by all means.
Look into the room.
Karzeth will also already be starting on the next door.
okay. Perception for traps, so +2, I believe. And you had your perception for in the room. Okay, a 23. You pretty much notice the same thing that they did. There are some red curtains back here. There is a projection here that is emanating a sound, and it appears to be looping from the recognizable sound patterns, as well as seeing a cut in the footage, more or less. CC, you did actually point in the right direction, mostly because you could still hear it. And Karzarath, with a... Are you guys... No, you're still level 3, right? Yeah.
So.
Okay, so it would just be a +1 for your trap sense. 19 on the door. Okay, it doesn't look like it's trapped.
And then try the handle.
Okay. Let's... get rid of that. The door does open. And I will do this. This room contains 3 low tables, their tops covered with a strange and chilling selection of tools, saws, long-bladed knives, and objects whose purpose is not readily apparent. A strange collection of bones lies near the southern table. Too many to be one skeleton, but too few to be 2.
This one looks like a torture room.
Oof.
I might have trap sets, but if it's for a perception roll, I can at least look for traps.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay, traps on this door. Well, this is quite an ornate door, actually. The doors to this room are made of stone but bear no handles. An indented outline of a 7-pointed star. Its shape covered by hollows and slits graces the spot where the handles should be. Beyond that, with your 26 perception check, it doesn't appear as though there are any traps here.
So, is this 7-pointed star needed to be a key to open the door?
It would seem so, yes.
Has anyone seen a 7-pointed star?
7-pointed star. Sounds familiar.
I'm assuming I don't remember seeing something like that. Was looking around.
simply looking around from here, no, it does not look as though there's anything.
Step into this room.
Okay. Nothing seems to happen when you step directly into it.
He asked the protection, may I approach?
The projection ignores you and continues its looping speech.
Look around the throne,
All right.
underneath it or behind the back, and
Yeah, go ahead and give me that perception check. Okay, a 30, that's good. Um, there does not appear to be a 7-pointed star within here.
I see one here, and I mean, looking over at the statues, does it look like there seems to be any kind of hidden thing in there, or do I need to roll another check?
No, I would keep that perception for it. With the 30, neither of the statues nor the throne look as though they have secret compartments.
Seeing any secret compartments here, we didn't find anything in the rest of the place so far. You want to check out the bone room, or do we want to look down where the
Arjath was actually going to check inside of the room itself. And going down, he'll have his rapier out.
Okay. Once again, nothing inherently happens when you step inside.
I'm going to take a closer look at the tools.
Okay, go right ahead.
Perception?
Yes, perception. 14, okay. On this table, you see these tools, surgical tools, really, after examination, and they look quite well made. You might actually fetch a pretty pretty copper, as the very normal saying goes, if you were to sell off all of these.
Going to pick one of the tools up.
Yeah. You pick it up, and you're immediately petrified. No, it's a surgical tool.
All right. You will take a look at next table over.
Okay. Well, on this, I don't know. You just randomly grabbed a piece of something. There are a couple tools on here, but to your surprise, there appears to be a piece that doesn't really at all look like the tools that are on the other tables, and as you count them up, there are 7 points to this star.
Being very wary of the
well.
bones. Having prepared ready, I'm going to pick up this
Sorry, I didn't hear anything after being wary of bones.
I was saying keeping the weapon at the ready
Ah,
and being wary of it. I'm going to pick up the odd tool.
okay. You grab it, and out from its center, nothing happens. You hold up this object that is studded with nodules and blades, but otherwise it does have a handle in the middle.
Squeeze persevere. Found this odd thing. 7-point star down there.
And there is seems to be a 7-pointed star indent in that door.
So we're gonna approach the door and try it on the door.
All right.
I want it to be known that none of this sounds good. You guys hear from the back where these sounds. She's like, none of this sounds good.
The torture room, the talking hologram that's lasted for hundreds of years.
She points at the door and she says, gonna take a guess and say minor deity demon.
It didn't look like they made it in here, but so I don't think they found whatever was in here. And it might be something that might give us an edge. And I've gathered all of her notes, which I can pour over once we're back in Sandpoint.
I still call demon, and she points to the door.
Well, after shifting it around 7 times, like, come on. Surely you would have found it before then. You put it in the 7th and final orientation, and it clicks into place. And it seems movable as though you could open the door.
It opens almost like a puzzle box.
I will open the door.
Okay.
Place does
Oh.
look like no one's been here, right? It's not like
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. The area around here is dusty, and it has cobwebs everywhere, and it does not look disturbed. It wasn't exactly spick and span back in the other 2 rooms, but they looked like they had been roughly cleaned.
someone's
So, like someone had been there. Okay. Now, before you guys do anything, I gotta get descriptions and such ready. Okay. So, this room is lit primarily by a 10-foot-long pit of flickering fire that fills the room with a strange, humid heat and the smell of burning hair.
Ugh.
In the northern corners of the room, wooden risers each hold several dozen golden candles that burn without melting, while to the south wall bears an immense carving of a 7-pointed star.
No, did any of this click into a religious symbol that I recognize?
Besides looking like it's connected to the rest of the dungeon here, not in particular. Okay. Now I need to check something. Okay. Hmm. Okay. I'm going to take a roll for no reason.
No reason at all.
We're fine. It's fine. We're fine.
Things will be fine.
It's fine.
It just smells like gross ass hair fire.
No one panic.
It does.
It's fine.
Greasy hair fire.
Yeah.
Duh.
No. No, I have fooze.
I am finished checking things. Though I'm probably going to have to check something else again. Because that's how I work.
Like the other rooms, he would roll perception.
Okay. 23. You do not perceive anything out of the ordinary.
Hmm.
You see the flickering flames of this few inch deep pit, as well as from the candles that, well, I suppose you don't see them directly, but there is another dim light source.
I'd also like to look up at the ceiling.
Yes. This place is big creepy.
Perception. Boom.
Fire still burning.
Yeah.
First rule. Look, inspect the room and then look up.
Oh, okay.
Because just because you don't see something in the room doesn't mean there's something above you.
Right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Would we want to go in, or do we want to leave this and return back to Sandpoint?
You want to take a look at it, Kalar? Do you want to see if you can see something?
Carefully take a step into the room.
Okay. So everyone freeze.
Room
All right.
explodes.
No, I would not have it explode.
Oh, it implodes. Sorry.
Right. Creation is unmade.
Good night, everybody.
Okay.
Assuming I got a decent look at the room from here. I mean, I'm trying not to. I'm trying to play the character.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I mean, does he think he has a decent view of the room?
Decent enough, I suppose. Don't worry, I'm getting to it.
And I would like to say I do have my rapier ready at this entire time between the rooms.
Yes. Yes, you do. Mm-hmm.
It's a valid question, though.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping that there won't have to be a second lesson learned today.
I also hope that is the case.
I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, crap. I knew a still burning fire was bad news.
And I will show you, out from invisibility, this large creature slashes into you in a surprise Karzarath. It was invisible and it had a 59 stealth.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Thing
Sorry,
that
what?
hates Goblin?
It has a excuse me stealth? What?
It has a stealth of yes, I guess.
25 for a bite.
That'll hit. I mean,
Oh.
it probably doesn't take
Okay.
much.
Where's my button?
Oh, don't worry. It's only 11 damage.
Oh, shoot.
But you know, half my health.
Run away. I will get in
And,
front of it.
I think this counts with epic battle. What's this one?
That's one of that thing's that's an unusual thing to find underneath a goblin lair.
Well, it's just
Maybe
been
not
laying
that.
in wait.
Oh,
Alright, so we've got B, Karzrath, CC, Kalar, and Ver. I need to give you yours, right?
Yes, please.
My turn.
Danke.
Okay, Ver, what's your dexterity? Oh, Ver?
Yeah, I do believe it's a +2. It's a +2, so if that means anything.
14 or 15?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm opening it up right now. My bad. Let's see.
I got it. It's a 15. I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Yeah. First round of combat. Yes, thank you, Adrian.
No shit. No shit, Adrian.
is Adrian watching?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Singing.
well, Karzarath is standing right in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
So would you let me like push Karzarath back away from it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Especially if Karzrath is willing.
Dos,
Sure.
tres. Get the fuck out of my way. Hi there. I'm your worst nightmare. I'm gonna attack him. Can I?
Yeah, Karzrath, take 5 foot step back. Probably over here.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Right.
You can absolutely go and attack him.
25.
25 will hit.
Oh, thank God.
I don't know. 25 got kind of close. No, go ahead.
Got it. Oof. Shit roll. 11 damage.
11 damage. Okay. You see as this 11 damage, this creature has some tough frickin' skin, and you get a little bit of a nick out of it, but it seems like almost all of that attack was bounced off pretty much.
Free action. I need magic weapon.
Yeah, alright. So, this guy's turn, little B-man's turn. Actually, it's still his turn. He's just not going to attack. he's going to
Boy, this is gonna be bad.
cast a spell and doesn't particularly care if you get your attack of opportunity off.
Okay, well then I will do this since he doesn't care, you know.
Yeah.
24.
Yeah, that'll hit. Damage. 16. Okay. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad.
No.
Okay. Oh. Okay, let's do that concentration check. Yeah, he's gonna get the spell off.
Damn it.
Surprise, surprise.
Oh gosh, okay. This is so that times, where is it? Times that. I know what numbers are. Okay. This creature in front of you casts a spell citing guttural and harsh language as actually, yeah, you are quite adept at this. There, you are creature's eyes who probably haven't seen another being in who knows how many years, decades, centuries. And much like your good buddy Snarl, you see the fiery rage within its eyes. Though this seems to be from a spell rather than a class ability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What happens? Do I get a save or?
No. This is just that was its standard action, which it's not actually going to move afterwards. So Cece.
Cece's just gonna shout, we don't have time or the strength for this. Just shut the door and lock it back inside. Demon! And I'm gonna take a couple steps back, 5, 10. Yeah, I'm gonna go like right there. And that is the end of my turn.
All right. Karzarath.
Yeah, I'm gonna step out of the room and be ready to close the door.
Sure. Kalar.
He will move back with CC and cast Bless on the party. In case they want to keep fighting this thing, or anyway they can we do could still help. So.
Okay. Bless and movement. Ver.
Close the door.
Is that a 5-foot step?
Yes, it was a 5-foot step. I'm sorry, I was muted.
That's okay. Karzarath, I would have you able to close your door. However, there are 2 heavy stone doors, so you can just get this one closed right now.
So then my action is to close the other side.
Okay. You close those doors. I will say that using the 7-pointed star key would have to be on your next or someone else's turn, but the doors are closed. So this creature is going to move up. And, that's annoying. Oh. Wow, whatever. That's fine. Okay. I suppose it's gonna be a perception check for him before you closed that door. Okay. Karzarath, I need you to make a save of some kind. A will save.
Oh, joy.
That's not good.
You do get a +5 on your save.
Oh,
And
nice.
you're blessed.
That's
Okay, so plus 6.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
We'll save. Here we go. And
Ah!
Oof.
12. You are charmed.
Oh crap.
You hear these guttural incantations once more from behind the door, and you're gonna lock your friend in? No, you gotta let them out. They gotta join you. So Cece.
Alrighty. Cece makes a beeline for the door. 5, 10, squeezes in between her party mates and grabs the key and yanks it out of the door. Well, actually, she'd twist it and then yank it out the door.
All right. Cece and Karzarath, opposing strength checks, probably.
He's only pushing the door. He's not touching the key.
All right, then opposing dex checks.
That's
straight up dexterity.
Yes.
Yes!
Thank you for
Okay.
failing.
Just like let
Oh.
friends in.
I yeet that thing out of the door.
Yeah, and the rest of you, not Cece, you can see a subtle aura collect around the lock and then fizzle back into being transparent as the arcane lock is reintroduced.
Yes. That's what's up. What you gonna do about that, Karzarath?
I let out a sigh, and I shake the key at everyone, and I say, "Demon, I called it."
Well done,
And then
Cece.
and then I storm back. I stormed to
Good job,
leave because I'm
princess.
so annoyed. Thank you, Knight. But you think people would learn? And I just storm away with the key in my hand because I'm so annoyed.
What?
He feels all
Well,
better then, huh?
And we should
That was
probably
some scary
going.
shit.
We got Snarl out of the pit, I think, last game, right?
No,
Oh, no, you did not.
we sure
let's-
didn't.
Let's get Snarl, take the key with us, and get back to Sandpoint.
Let's
I've had
destroy
enough.
that key.
Don't destroy the key, and there may be reason you want in there at some point, but
There.
just keep it safe.
Keep it secret. We could find some more help and come back and take that thing out.
Is there a way
Get
to
some
close
rest.
this up?
You assume that it has, since there is no, it doesn't look like there's a closing mechanism. It just looks like it is probably going to close on its own.
Ah.
Thank you, CC.
No one ever listens to me. I said there's most likely a demon behind the door because it was magically locked, and sure enough, it was. Now, how do we get out of here again? And he's just kind of looking around, like just kind of a little lost.
Did I get a look at the thing before it?
Yeah, you would have been able to see the large beast.
Can I roll on Arcana or History or something to know if I know anything of my other game knowledge in game?
Knowledge planes? If you have a rank in that. Well, let's see. Which ones do you have, Kalar?
Right. I've got 2 in Arcana, 1
Looks
in
like you've got
History, 1 in
Religion, History, Arcana. Okay. Those 3 are tangentially accurate, so you could roll any of them.
Guessing I do not know what this thing actually is.
No.
Well, then let's get snow and get out of here.
I gotta go see if my horse is still alive.
That's right, you have a horse. And her whole demeanor changes as soon as you say that.
Had enough of this place.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
And I've got he holds up some of the books, a lot of research to do. Does anyone else want to, I checked her for like notes and like things that might be of value, but I can't carry weaponry. Did someone grab her, did someone grab her massive sword?
He has a massive sword?
The massive 2-handed sword she was beating us with?
I don't remember.
I think you guys did grab it.
We did. Someone has it.
Okay. I'm not carrying it, but he grabbed a bunch of research materials.
I didn't grab it. I didn't remember that there was one. Is there one on her? Oh. Master sword. Yeah, so does anybody else have it on their list? Because I don't think I looted her, to be honest.
I don't have it.
I should put that research materials on my list.
And Karzarath certainly doesn't have it.
We can grab it on our
well,
way out.
Yep.
It's not like it's going to spontaneously duplicate, so yeah, you can go ahead and grab that.
Right. Okay. Does anybody have any, like, magic sense?
I guess I could roll Arcana to see if it's magical, maybe. I don't know if...
It might be cursed, is what I'm worried about. I'll just, since we're done here, I'll just take it back to town, see what's up. For some reason, I thought she had, like, a mace or something.
Okay, so we're going to leave.
I really don't think we're going to be able to get Snarl's body out of the pit.
Well,
I thought Kazaroth was starting to work on disabling the trap entirely.
Deep is the pit.
we don't know. I
I
mean,
think it's just darkness.
It seemed decently shallow. I mean, it was a pit, so it wasn't like a couple inches, but you heard Snarl
thump.
a very short fall relative to a endless pit.
But if there's spikes down there, it might be... Well, let's try. If Karzarath wouldn't mind.
I have a grappling hook. If we can somehow hook the body, you can probably hoist it up.
Go fishing for Snarl. Unless the spikes are jagged. Let's tear his body apart.
Better than nobody?
Yeah, I mean, I'm for it. Let's get this done.
Can you please help me get to the other room before you start digging out a blood-soaked corpse that's a mix
Yeah.
of his blood and other people's blood?
I'll help you
Oh.
out, CC.
Thank
Yep.
you. I really don't want to be in the hallway when that thing gets pulled back up. Thank you for the
Right.
help.
Sure.
I appreciate it.
Where was this pit at?
It's
there.
right there.
This
Okay.
is a very deadly trap.
Yeah, it's deadly as fuck. Like, it's bad.
Alright, so, grappling hook.
Waiting over here with CC.
Basically have, like, all of us on the same side, I would recommend. That way,
All right.
more people will pull up.
Blurp, 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 blurp.
Alright.
So I'm sorry. What is the plan here?
Fishing for the
Using
body.
grappling hook and rope to attempt
Well,
to...
first you gotta disarm it.
Yeah, it is closed up. There is no current access to the pit.
Either disarm it or activate the trap, and then it will open up, and then
So then
Yeah,
a
probably
stable
want
device.
probably want Ver there to like hold on to the portcullis so it doesn't chop your head off.
Right. Well, I mean, right there. Weren't you trying to disarm it from right here before, Dieter? Could've
Yeah.
sworn-
So Karsrath, you did manage to stop one of these statues. The other one is still active, and it looks like the plate is also still active. You activated it once or twice every like 10 minutes, trying to deactivate it.
Okay, so one of them is deactivated, so this one over here
Oh,
is
yeah,
where I
that's
need to
right.
be. So-
Would you like to deactivate the trap itself through the pressure plate, or would you like to try to deactivate the statue that is still active?
Let's try the statue.
Okay. And you get a +1 for traps, I believe, with the trap sensor trap fighting. Oh,
I'm just gonna. Here's the trap things, along with my hairpin trick.
all right. So in total, what are you at?
So the trap
Damn.
sense gives +1. The hairpin trick. The
+4 more, +5
Yeah.
there.
Is it masterwork?
Treats all of them as masterwork. Treats all non-improvised thieves' tools as masterwork.
But treats masterwork specifically with the
Oh.
bonus from a +2 to a +4.
Oh, so it's only
But
3.
I suppose as they are masterwork, that would give its own bonus because they are masterwork for you,
Ooh.
which it looks like a +2. I always thought masterwork was +1. Maybe it's different for tools.
The wording on that is kind of wonky.
No, it just gives everything a step up from where it is.
Yeah, it could be a little bit more clear in my opinion, but
I
get
suppose
it.
that's fair. So let's say it's a +1 to make it masterwork, and then a +1 from trap finding. So that would be a 20. And okay, so you fiddle around with this, and it takes time. It takes a couple minutes. You are examining very carefully, and you are, working around, trying not to touch anything because it may set off from anywhere. The trigger itself is the pressure plate, but perhaps it can be knocked into activating. And you take your tools and you very carefully work your way in, to the mechanisms, and you find it a lot easier now that there's not Snarl getting attacked. And you manage to sever a critical implementation in it, and you can tell that even upon activation, the insides are messed up. It would not follow through. That statue is dead.
All right.
So we can get Snarl out.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I mean,
Get
the both
Snarl
of them
out,
are.
and let's go.
So how it worked was he stepped here.
Yep.
And then the portcullis dropped. Statue started hitting, and then after a couple of rounds, it opened up into a pit from here. So
we disable it, and we open the pit, and then get Snarl out.
yeah, that's the idea anyway.
That's what he was rolling for. I don't understand why.
Well, there's
right?
he was rolling to disable the statue so it no longer hit things, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Well, you do remember after the 2 rounds of slashing, the floor bottomed out, so theoretically you could get a window in there.
Yeah. I'd watch out for the portcullis, though, standing right there, Karzarath. If it's gonna... I mean, I think it might have already fallen if it was... Did he disable it so it didn't fall?
He didn't go after the whole trap in its
Okay.
entirety. He just went after the 2 parts so far.
Yeah. So then the next step is to disable the trap in the middle.
Yes.
Disable it or utilize it.
Or utilize it. I would suggest disabling it,
Yes.
It's so complicated. Let's just.
Gonna try to disable.
Okay. A 17. First of all, you'd have to be up next to the trap.
yeah, if I see him... Yeah, okay. There we go.
From where I was with the statue then.
I just don't want to see you get Gallaghered, man.
Yeah.
You would get, like, chopped in half by that sumbitch.
Yeah, I think in your attempt to prop up and disable the pressure plate, it triggers a mechanism underneath, and the portcullises fall on either side, and you can hear, God, terrible whirring and grinding of gears in the statue traps that end up physically not moving at all. And about 12 seconds later, the floor bottoms out, and you can see about 10 feet down is a pool of blood underneath the remains of Snarl. The floor itself sits there for a while and then slowly creaks back up with gears, and closes up and resets as the portcullises also lift back up into the ceiling.
All in all, how about how much time did it take for the door to close?
It probably took about a whole round.
Ooh.
So about 6 seconds to click its way back up and reset.
You're gonna have to jam that.
Yep, let's try this one more time. Yeah.
Oof.
Okay, well, as you planned to do, because you planned to do this, this was not a mistake. You set off the trap again, and you wait your 12 seconds before the floor drops once more, and you have a round to do as you will to try to jam it, I suppose.
Okay. Tools do I have here to help jam?
Hmm. Do metal statues break it all?
How likely
never-
would kittens be at jamming?
If you got them the right way, you could have a wedge in there. I suppose if you were looking for the right mechanisms, they could work for jamming. So, yeah, why not? You can, in this 6 seconds, pull out one and make another disabled device with your +2 to try to jam the gears that you can see. Okay,
Nice.
well, it's 25.
There you go.
It starts clicking up, and you're looking in your pack, and you quickly pull out a piton, like jumble it around in your hand, and then like stick the top half of your torso down into the pit as it's closing, and just ram it right where you are very aware that this engineering is critical, and it shifts out of place and sticks, and you have about a half diagonally opened pit trap on the floor. The portcullises are still there, but the trap isn't resetting, so that's good.
Are the portcullis, or is the portcullis stuck in there?
The portcullises seem to be sitting there. It's unsure if they're stuck or if they're just waiting in queue for their signal, quote unquote.
Well, I will start the fishing process of Snarl's body. So with grappling, so I'm gonna feed one end of the rope through the portcullis for the others to hold on to help with the pulling.
Yes, good call. I grab
One
it.
thing I was considering doing was
Wrap it
potentially tying the rope to the portcullis so when it goes up, it would drag the body with it. But the doors would close at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. If we could
So what do I
somehow
use?
remove that thing out of there, but no.
Or you said it's 10 feet down.
Yes, it is a 10-foot pit.
Are there spikes in there?
No, just a pit.
I could probably get down there myself, tie the body with the rope, and fly back out.
That is pretty restrictive for a fly, but you could climb back out.
Yeah, I mean, give me
If
the
I fly
rope.
back out, that works too.
Give me the rope, and I'll try and use my leverage to pull both you and Snarl out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take the rope, wrap it around my arm. I'm ready.
So I'm gonna go down, tie the body, and then try to climb back out.
And I'm gonna brace against him so he can use the rope to climb.
Okay, yeah. Ver and anyone else assisting may make a... Well, Ver will make a strength check.
+3. How's a 21
21?
grab you?
Okay. It takes some time. It takes some quality heaves, but you are able to strain this hempen rope, and it slowly works its way up, and you start seeing matted fur around the end of this trapdoor, and eventually squelching pretty much up against the trapdoor, or not the trapdoor, the portcullis. I don't know if you got rid of that yet.
Well, once we got Snarl up and out, then we can unjam it. I mean, if that's safe. Like,
If possible, yeah.
Okay, if you could do it. I'm gonna pull Snarl up against the portcullis.
Right.
All right, and
so
then
that he's out of the way.
going to try to cleverly remove the pitten.
Okay. I'm going to make this. I believe making a trap. Is that still a disabled device, or is that going to be like sleight of hand? Sorry.
No worries. I think that disable device. I mean, it's really up to you, but I would qualify it as like a disabled device. That's what I would say.
Unless it's
So-
sleight of hand to carefully remove the pitten and then get out of there.
Yeah, let's work with sleight of hand to remove the pitten as well as reset a few things that were knocked out of the way in haste.
All right, so sleight of hand. Here we go. Don't fail me now.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. Okay, that's easy enough. You
Literally removing the pitten with my hands while the tail pushes the pieces into place.
pretty
I
much
feel like with that you could grab it with your mouth.
with the same move, you like run it through your head a couple times, and then you do it. You pull the pitten. You realign the things. You get yourself out so you don't get pinched, and it resets. And the portcullises start to hoist the middle of the rope up, and you lose a bit of rope, but Snarl is dangling, dripping on the pressure plate, and the trap is reset.
Oh yes, good work, Karzrath.
And,
You were the MVP
out
there.
of there.
All right, so
Ethy's nose turns into the air, and she's like, "Oh, they got him."
yeah,
Smells
I remember that. That's
much
awesome.
horrible now.
How could she ever forget that smell?
Oh.
Even
I
if
will
she
always
wants
think
to, she
I will
just
always
can't.
think of wet dog, blood, and vomit. Always make me
Right.
think of Snarl.
So there was some grass at the entrance. I think we could probably just bury him right there, or do we want to bring him back?
I think we should bury him here, so if he turns into a ghost, he will haunt this place and eat anybody who shows up.
Yeah, we're
including
coming.
interior decorators.
We're rearming and resting up and coming back for that sumbitch in that room.
You guys know, so let's get upstairs and
He's guarding some good shit.
we spent.
I agree. Let's get going.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yep,
This
we're gone.
was a three-wing circus for something that should have been something quite simple.
Okay, Eric, we get it.
And with that, I will. Let's see. Bringing out here at some point. There. Give Snarl a big ol' X on this map.
Gone but retrieved.
Nobody said
And
fetch, though.
I have not set up any ambience for here.
That's okay.
It's okay.
We know it all anyways. So
So we get the treasure chest out of here and for all that and bring it up. Is our horse, or the horse still here?
Yeah, the horse is still here.
I walk up and pet him.
All right.
Or her. I was never specified. Them. Pet them.
Yeah, pet them. That's a good way to put it.
Thanks.
Yeah, you are outside. You can hear the waves crashing below and the breeze, and well, you spent the night in there. It is about midday, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear some gulls around, and besides the blood collecting from all the goblin corpses around, it actually seems quite peaceful up here.
I think this is a good place to bury Snarl.
Yep. I'll begin. Is it malleable soil? Can I get a 6-footer in there?
It's workable, it just might take some time.
Yeah, I imagine we can just say it takes. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll just do it and get her done and put lay his flail down on top. Oh wait, we couldn't probably get that. It probably fell in there.
You could have gotten that as well.
Okay. Sweet.
Some kind of cross or stack of stones or something, and say a prayer over the body as we cover with dirt.
I'll say no. Goodbye, old buddy. I'll miss you.
I will join in the prayers as well.
Karzarath will toss in a goblin body for Snarl on the other side.
Aw.
Nice. Well done.
That's a nice
Well
touch.
done. Well done, sir. Well done. And then when everybody's done, I'll cover the hole over.
Okay.
I will never forget his scent. And I mean that in a very literal sense. That is going to be very, very, very hard for me to forget.
You get used to it after a while. At least I did.
You know what? I would argue with you about that, but I really think you have a valid point.
Fair. Fair.
After whatever they were doing here.
Yep.
Agreed.
Well, they were about to wipe out Sand Point is what they were about to do. Try to.
I don't know. I mean, without going through all this information, I don't know if they were going to make another attack or that this was planning from the last attack. I've
Yeah.
got mountains of books and notes and journals that they wrote. Can try to find something.
All right.
Put this mystery together.
Call Scoob and the gang. All right. So so we of course remember the trick bridge.
Yes.
And
if I remember correctly, did you tie it, or did you just stick to one side?
we just stuck to one side. But
okay, yeah.
if I mean, we got a lot coming over this time, so it might. We got a whole horse coming over, so.
Didn't we
From my
tie it?
understanding, it was something that they could trigger, but it wouldn't trigger on its own. But
Oh,
whatever we need to do to make it safe to cross.
It's up to you.
We do
Well-
whatever we need to do to make it safe to cross.
yeah. So is there something untied that makes the bridge unsafe, or what makes the bridge unsafe?
Yeah, it looks like while quote unquote tied, the western rope of this bridge looks quite loose. It looks like it's holding for aesthetic or trickery reasons, but it looks of the same build quality as the eastern rope, so it looks as though it could be tied off. Yes.
So, would that be sleight of hand to secure that?
Yeah. You can get aid with that or such. Okay.
Yeah. Aid would be helpful.
Well, roll has been rolled, but a 15 isn't too bad. It's pretty tough on there.
Does it need to be done for both sides or just one side?
The one side.
Yeah, because we left the other side intact.
You are welcome to tie both of these off.
Yes, I would like to tie both of them off.
Okay.
Do I need to roll a second sleight of hand?
Yeah, different orientation, different location.
Oh,
Okay, well, it seems that one chirality seems to be a little bit more familiar than the other, but it works.
Okay.
Works well enough.
So I'm gonna go first with the horse, leading the horse.
Okay. Seems Kalar has already made it, but
Oh, he already done did it. Okay.
I
yes.
suppose Karsrath also would have unless he came back.
And
Karsrath will take CC across.
yeah,
Okay, so Karsrath will have come back, and then Vare and Horse.
fair and horse.
Karsrath, get back!
I-
How are you going to handle the treasure chest? This is a war horse, so it's not like a
he's not
meager
barded,
horse.
though, right? There's no saddle.
No, there's no saddle on this horse.
We could use more of that rope to tie it to him. Or
Yeah,
them.
I would let you do that.
Okay, cool. And
Bam.
and kind of just lead him. I think. And there's no saddle. There's no reins. It's just horse, right?
Just horse.
So I'm kind of. Well, here we go. So it's time to lead this horse across. I mean, I'm just gonna go.
Okay. It seems to be an obedient horse. It just didn't exactly like being locked up and malnourished and tortured.
Right. And so then when I came in and soothed it and fed it, it's
Right.
it's a good horse. Let's go, horse.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick to this side anyways.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
far, it seems to be holding.
Oh boy. Come on, horse. Let's go.
Oop, no, you two.
Horse left the treasure chest. Oh, poop. All right, in there. Come on, horse. We got this. We got this.
And it appears you're going to be able to make it safe to the other side.
Wee for things. So
So,
I'll just
it's,
go do.
The keyword
Get this
there was
over.
appears.
Say what?
Yes. And yet, the evidence that you have is that it did work.
I just imagine you get to the last point just before it and just collapses.
Have more faith in yourself, Karzarath.
Oh no, it's not like the flames itself is what I meant.
I know.
Alright, and Karzrath will take CC across.
All right, you two are able to get across just fine. You collectively do not weigh as much as half of this horse.
Right.
And you are able to make your way, though having to get the horse to duck down a bit, you make your way through and out. And you are on your way, should you choose to do so, on your way back to Sandpoint.
Yes.
Yes.
I think
Yes,
we should
please.
do that.
That sounds safe.
Right?
All right.
On some nice open road.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if somebody wants to ride the horse with the treasure chest, I mean, it might be a little bit uncomfortable, but you might be able to sit for a while.
Middle of the day, quite sunny. Not too bad of weather. Clouds rolling along. Yeah, it is a 2-hour walk, so by the time you get back, it's about, I'd say about 5-ish in the afternoon. However, on your walk back, I'm actually going to this. And I need to do that. Okay. While you are having your 2-hour walk back, and I will move this up here. A human and another creature not so human, but giving off as passing as they can, make their way across the southern gate into Sandpoint. And notice on this structure a large bronze dragon statue and some welcoming air from that location. And I would like to ask what Artanis and Dedrin are doing at this moment, given they're around. Bye.
Oh, hi.
Let me just.
I'm here.
There
I
he
have to
is.
close out of Google.
Oh, okay.
We got you, bro. We got you. We got you all out of that trap and stuff. And buried in the ground.
I will say, Artanis and Dedrin, as you walk in, you are seemingly lucky. The guy standing guard greets you with a smile on his face, and he looks quite green. Not sick, new.
Oh. So I'm not sure how we want to do this, but does everyone who sees the mark on my neck need to make like a history check or something?
A couple of the older folk here look at you and keep their distance to the other side of the road. I'll kind of figure out who needs to know what.
Okay, so we're in front of the golden dragon statue, right? Or the bronze dragon statue?
Well, it's hard to tell what metal it was, though certainly not gold, because gold does not tarnish. This is a rusty dragon for
okay.
the Rusty Dragon Inn.
Got it. Okay, in character. Sir, is this where we're supposed to get our assignment? Looks kind of dingy. It's cool, but it's dingy.
Hey, actually, it's the 37 next to it, but I thought it was this one, but it's close enough.
Dingy means less eyes, Artanis. Let's go in.
After you, boss.
With a sense of authority and
Mhm.
knowing our relationship, Dedrin flashes like a quick, like, here's the handle of my pistol. You walk in first.
Okay, it's an inn, but I will go in first.
Nothing
All right.
can be trusted.
So I guess with my handcuffs still in place, I turn the doorknob and like awkwardly push it open.
All right. Well, you open up to a ground floor tavern. There are a couple individuals interspersed throughout the floor, and you see a woman running around in a red dress, handing out. It looks like a quite hefty set of drinks. And she gives a small glance over to you, not even really caring too much, Dedrin, that you are not human, and just kind of says, "Go on, sit down. You seem new here. I'll get you around in a bit," and starts handing out her drinks to the other patrons.
I'm gonna. I think I know that Dedrin prefers not to have his back towards anyone, so I'm gonna see if there's a corner space open.
Oh yeah, of course. At the
Facing
very
the
least, there is a
door.
wall side.
Okay, so I'll probably choose one of those places to sit.
Perfect. Have eyes on the room.
Facing the door, I reckon.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Dedrin definitely walks with, authority in his steps. He just like the token. Whenever he can, he does walk with his hands behind his back, like some sort of commander in an army.
Of course he does.
Artanis just walks with a "I'm so sick of this shit" kind of walk. Could I kind of scan the room while I'm walking to this empty seat?
Yeah, sure. What you looking for? Sketchy people, or traps, or spies, or food?
It's not like I'm expecting sketchy people, but I guess it's just like habit, like
Okay.
like kind of memorize who's in the room, type of deal.
Yeah, of course. If you want to do some memorization over just checking the place out, I would have you do intelligence over perception. Though, if you would just like to take a look, then perception will be great.
Okay, then I guess I will just look for suspicious individuals or like hidden weapons.
Yeah.
Okay.
If possible, may I attempt something of the same to look for sketch?
I would expect nothing less.
So
Okay.
perception, yes.
Yes, both of you. What? Oh, there it is.
And then
22
I
on a
add,
5 and 23
I
on a
add plus
14.
3 for that for my familiar.
Oh, okay. So 25 and 23. Okay. It is plainly obvious that the people in here do have weapons. They are not hidden at all, though perhaps it's possible that they do. Artinus, you do actually notice a couple of more hidden weapons on people that already have not hidden weapons. As you're both looking around here, while dingy and sketchy, it seems like this is pretty open to adventurers. This is an adventurer's tavern.
Okay.
Though no, it doesn't particularly seem like anyone is out to set a stick up or anything.
Okay, so it feels open.
It does.
Okay.
Feels welcoming to your odd kin.
Okay. I'm satisfied with that.
I am satisfied as well, I believe.
All right.
No.
As you sit down, the woman walks by with a strut and full confidence in herself, and leans with her elbows on the table and just says, "Ameiko Kaijutsu, welcome to my tavern. What can I get you?"
I look at Dedrin. What am I authorized to drink today, sir?
I give him a look and I say, as long as you behave yourself, Artanus, 2 ales will be fine.
It's a good day.
Listen, there's only one person in this tavern who isn't equal with everyone else, and unfortunately he's already gone and on his way out, so. 2 ales, though. And for you?
Oh, I guess I was under the impression that he was ordering the 2 ales for like 1 for each of us.
Is this so?
That would be correct.
Alright, I'll be back. Prepare your money. And she will pass off to the side and head into the back, and I will figure out how much a cup of ale is. I'll let you guys talk.
Yes, as she is in the back, I will look at Artanis and say, and ask, I trust you could behave yourself for a small time while we figure our things out in this moment. Yes, Artanis?
Yeah, you've got nothing to worry about. I don't think I have much of a direction right now other than the fact that we were assigned here.
Good. And I will say magic words, go gadget unlock for his manacles.
I kind of rub my wrist as the magic binding them together fades away. Appreciate it.
If you start any trouble, I'll do my best to get you out of it, but is your head. Keep that in mind.
Likewise, probably benefits us both if we both stay alive.
I would agree.
And she comes back with 2 large tankers and sets them down, slaps the table, and just says, "Remember, that's 4 copper each," and heads back off.
What's the gold conversion of Pathfinder?
It's metric. 1 gold is 100 copper.
Alright. Listen,
We're not going Harry Potter in this.
I am a
Damn it.
very
No, it's a dumb
least-
system.
at least Artanis knows the type of person I am, so extra money can buy a person pretty well. I will, basically, give a gold and be like, keep the change, and with like a wink.
I kind of smirk. But I just
She-
let him do it.
All right, she takes the gold and is like, I got you. And then comes back with a room key. She did not take any of your advances at all, even if they weren't, those kind of advances, and then gets back into the kitchen. The kitchen and the brewery counter.
Looks like we have a room now.
Good. On the way in to the town, did I see anything out of the ordinary about the town, like with the buildings or the people or anything?
I guess a sense motive check? Well, a sense motive for people, perception for location.
Okay, so 2 rolls.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so here's my perception plus the 3. And sense motive.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. You'll be fine with perception. So 35 and 26. Plus 20, technically.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Sandpoint.
Gotta love to hear the flipping of pages.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I rolled too high. You need to go to the
Need to find all the
appendices now.
secrets.
Actually, yeah, I do. I gotta find the Sandpoint composition. Okay. Well, what you notice in the crowd that happens to be around, which is not too much around here. I mean, it seems to be decently big, but you do see mostly humans and elves, though you spot a dwarf and a half-orc in the crowd. However, while a couple of them do give you a side eye, and you know exactly what that side eye means, seems to be pretty okay. Perception. You see, you see, a ways away. You can tell, this is a coastal port town, and it does grade as it goes up. But you can see from where you are, from where you were, I suppose, you can see a tall structure on the far end of the town. It seems to be in disuse and crumbled, but that's about as much as you can get from this distance. Otherwise, there are some mills. You might be able to see a bit of the new cathedral through like some alleyways. There are quite a few docks and ports. Otherwise, looks like a decent mid-sized. Well, for you, this is a tiny ass town. It's a small town. Granted, it's not like a hamlet or anything, but it's so quiet here.
Nice. Um,
Oh, I wish I
Okay,
prepared
so-
more ambience.
Here, you're good. So I'm gonna kind of go start my roleplay, but like if at any point like I assume too much, you can just correct me.
Oh yeah, no, that's totally cool.
Sir, it seems that after the events of the Swallowtail Festival, you would think that there'd be more people, but I'm surprised that there isn't more damage to this town considering what happened.
Well, people can be crafty when backed into a corner. And in our case, I do believe less people would be better. Anyways,
Well, you're not wrong. I was expecting more damage to the town, uh, going off the scale listed in the reports.
easier for us to deal with.
You think we should ask about how the damage was mitigated? Seems pertinent.
More knowledge would always be useful.
Okay. Did you want to handle that part with uh, your new friend, or did you want me to ask around?
Why don't we take a few more moments for our drinks, Artanis? We just arrived into a new town. It has been a few days.
That's fair. That makes sense. I'm gonna take a little bird out of like one of my pockets, and it basically looks like a teeny tiny hawk, but it kind of looks wispy. Kind of like you know how when you take a long exposure of like a flashlight, it kind of leaves that streak. It's kind of like that, except that's just like when it moves, there's like a very slight blur whenever it moves.
That's cool.
I'm gonna let it kind of just fly up and sit on one of the. I'm assuming there's some sort of chandelier or lighting.
Yeah, there would be lighting. There's certainly exposed beams.
Okay, yeah, I'll just let it perch up there. Athena's been cooped up.
Yeah. I suppose after a few minutes, Ameiko would wander her way back. All right, you had your drink and you settled down, but we have food here too. Mind telling me where you two are from? I like to know who comes through my tavern.
I was born and raised in Magnamar. And I haven't heard much from my partner, but I would assume that, sorry, my handler, that he's from the area too.
Big shots from Magnamar, eh?
The exact opposite.
You, trailing on behind the rest of the guard that we got as a bit of a surplus from Magnamar, or just happened to come here roughly the same time anyway?
Not sure out of character. Do I know?
Well, reports would be quite limited. I could understand if report got to Dedrin at some point.
Okay. So then-
One Sheriff Hemlock
Okay.
came down to Magnamar to get reinforcements.
Okay, so then I'll kind of just kind of shrug towards Dedrin, kind of like, I think you know the answer to this kind of look.
Yes. Yes, an influx of troops, you say. I do believe it might be in some best interest to ingratiate with the local authority. What could you tell us about these troops and the town? We've heard reports of damages. Can you tell us more about this?
Damages. The only damages of recent time are the goings-on of my brother and the goblins. Ugh. Yes, after the Swallowtail festival took place, or, well, during the middle of it, goblins struck all over Sandpoint. However, the guard, as well as, well, the band of, we call them heroes, but they're a little weak. All around, they help to quell and get rid of the goblins, and then we swept up, and everything is back. They tried to burn some stuff, but we've been able to get some repairs, and there really wasn't too much that happened. They were not very successful.
Okay.
Goblins. I've always had a distaste for my more barbaric cousins.
Now,
That's why I recognize your visage.
Yes. I belong to a distant relation of goblins, but unlike those brutes, us hobgoblins, if you will, have more authority and bring more class.
Officer Dedrin and I have heard, or at least read some reports of the goblins, but this is the first time we've heard of any human involvement in Sandpoint's troubles. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure, it was an odd mismatch of different individuals. Had some orcish folk and lizardy people. Couldn't really tell you their origin, but they've done a few good things for the town, including investigating my brother's errors.
I see. Would you happen to know where we can find these individuals?
Well, given they show back up, they have rooms here. But they're out at the moment. I don't keep track on them. That's not my business.
Oh, well, that's convenient for us, right, officer?
Yes. Now, this brother of yours, what is his involvement in the matter? Sounds like you have quite the distaste of family yourself.
Yes. Saying this, you can see her face kind of scrunched together as she has to think more than tangentially about the situation. I don't know where Suto is, but he was using the glassworks as a staging grounds for his goblins.
His goblins.
So the mastermind behind the goblin attacks. Interesting.
Or as
This
we
is new
know.
information.
He's very.
If he ever comes back, he's not welcome in this place.
If he ever does, do let me know. I would certainly love a few words with this brother of yours, and I will slide another gold coin in. Like when a cop is paying off an informant, essentially.
Greasing their palms.
That's the situation right now.
She doesn't flinch. She looks down at the gold piece and back up at you and just says, "No offense, sir, but if he ever steps 100 feet within the north or south gate of this place, he's not going to live."
I kind of give Officer Dedrick a look. It's like, she means it.
I still offer the gold coin, and I just respond with, "Oh, it's a good thing I never said what type of words that I wish with him."
She slides the coin.
Kind of give that nod of like, I don't really need to speak. I wouldn't mind taking him down myself. Type of tone in my voice when I say that.
Of course. She will stare at you for a little bit, slide the coin off into her palm, and reiterate, "Food?"
Yes, I do believe some food would be nice for the both of us. We've had quite the journey.
Yeah, if you have a daily special, then I'll have that.
I wouldn't mind the same. Frantically flip through 5 more pages. What's the daily special?
Well, we've got poor, common, and good meals. You can spice that up however you'd like. Definitely meat heavy. For 1, 3, and 5 silver pieces, respectively. There's ice cream?
What?
Sorry, I saw there's ice cream on here.
Whoa.
Dedrin would pay for a good meal. He wants himself a nice steak.
All right, so
That's fair.
5 silver pieces for the good meal for you, unless you are sharing.
Oh, he wouldn't share with me.
I'm not sharing a steak.
You got a large chunk of bread, steak. It's got some like peas with it, and it's a good meal. So that's 5 silver from you, and then she will insist that Artanis get something, refusing to really acknowledge that Edrin is the sole owner or master of Artanis.
That's fine. No, when it comes to drinks, I control the alcohol level of Artanis, but food's fine. He can handle his own meals.
I'll have what he's having. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't want, my quote unquote prisoner drunk during our talks.
That's fair.
But, so,
Okay.
one ale a day, that's a good level. I don't want him going overboard.
Of course.
So another 5 silver from you, Artanis, and then a few minutes later you are given your food. Meiko makes her way to the back.
Out of character, I think it's probably important to note that since I'm the prisoner, Dedrin has all our funds.
Oh,
Yes, this makes sense.
But I mean, he's freaking loaded. So I'm not really worried.
That's fair. Meanwhile, I'm gonna just step you guys outside of the activity box and bring in all of you who have made it a fair ways across your journey. You've gone about an hour and a half, and you've got about a half hour before you return back to the northern gate for the 4 of you.
We gotta let Eric know. He's
I let Eric
okay,
know.
cool. All right.
Cece would make it a point to be on the back of the horse anytime that somebody's not on it. Just so we're clear.
Yeah, I figured we would have CC riding to save her the trouble of tripping.
Most definitely.
I'm holding on to the mane like it's reins, but I fully understand that I'm not leading this horse at all. But I look like it.
I'm totally
dedicated. Yeah, I'm dedicated to the performance of like totally steering the horse.
You're holding on to a very thick rein and like giving it some whips from now and again, but to the 3 of you walking around her, she's holding on to one of the ropes, and it's just wrapped around the bottom and not towards the mouth.
Aw.
I like the idea that it's that like Bear's holding on to 2 ropes. One is the horse, one is Cece.
just give a little.
Just smiling ear to ear as he goes. So we've got a lot of cash in that chest, right?
Yes, it is full of coinage.
Nice. So I got a perception going on. I'm gonna maintain some perception.
Oh yeah, of course.
I will
Keep your eyes out while you're walking. Yeah, we'll take 2 of you.
Not doing very well though. Good old fighters.
I mean, you can always ask CC to keep an. Oh wait.
I can keep an ear out. Like, my goodness. I mean, better than you guys, isn't it?
Right.
In your faces.
Nice.
CC, you don't hear
like to see.
too much. You just hear calm nature after your unfortunate party demise. So the calming is good, and the sunlight that you can tell is there is creating a wonderful warmth on your skin. For the 7 and 17, Ver, oh my God, you see a dragon!
Oh shit!
Oh God, really?
No, you thought that you saw maybe a shadow darting around in the bush nearby, but nothing jumped out. So if it was anything, it was scared of you.
Probably a rabbit.
And Karsrath, you're keeping out, and yeah, it doesn't particularly look like there's anything going on. You guys have made your trail so far so good. So I'd
Nice.
say cutting it in half, maybe you're coming up the coast right over here. It's nope, shift. Yeah, there.
Nice. Right
Got
north
about
of
a half
Raven
hour.
Roost.
Haven't been around this much nature sound since back where I lived. Well, prior to our travels, this is a little more calming.
Yeah.
And while you are keeping an eye out, Kalar is actually flipping through some of the notes that he picked up. And welcome back, Kalar.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys are about a half hour out from Sandpoint, and you're making your way back.
Okay. It's about 2 hour trip, you said?
Mm-hmm. So about an hour and a half has gone by.
And so it's still light out mid-afternoon?
Yeah, getting to hit early evening, about 4:30-ish.
A nice sunny day.
Mm-hmm. Got.
Is there any birds flying around, like seagulls?
Oh yeah, coastal. You see seagulls flying pretty. I mean, not all the time, but you see them.
Nice.
All the seagulls
Keep the bread away from them.
running around causing trouble.
Yeah. Pooping on things.
Always.
Nothing but eating and shitting for those seagulls.
Well, we don't have them out the monastery. It's kind of quite pretty.
Where was your monastery located?
Out to the west, no, it'd be, yeah, to the east of here. A few days.
Oh.
I don't think we actually put it on the map exactly, but I remember we said it was to the east of here.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Just sort of a little bit off. A couple days.
He would probably describe it more exactly, but I don't really have that information.
Yeah.
Never, so
That's all good. That sounds really neat. Ver, where are you from?
Quite a ways away.
How a ways is a ways away?
Across a couple oceans.
That's a ways a ways.
you
Yeah.
travel a long ways.
Goodness.
I'm traveling man. I didn't like where I grew up, mainly because they held me as a slave for quite a while.
That's a good reason not to like a place.
So I murdered my slave keeper and took his armor. And said, bye. Nobody could stop me.
Sounds like a very wise decision.
Yeah. People should have known people.
Nope.
Unfortunately, it happens in different places, but it is not a good thing for society. But one can't solve all society's problems quickly or easily. All often.
I can do what I can, and that's all.
Yeah.
All we can
I'm
do.
glad you were free, and unfortunate you had to go through that, and but anyway, even in that situation to begin with. But all you can do is look to the future.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the guy who made this sword said. He's the one that got it into my head that I should travel.
So the sword was not from your former.
No. His arms were puny. He couldn't have wielded this sword. This was made in secret by a smith friend of mine.
Well, that was kind of them.
Yeah. He knew that he couldn't get away. But he also knew that I could. So That's the sword I used. The first time I was allowed to wield a weapon.
He didn't let you wield a weapon before?
No, I was just a slave. Just
Oh.
a strong building slave.
I would think that they would put you in a fighting pit and bid money on you. She's
Well,
kind of like rambling to herself at this point.
He wasn't that wise.
I'd bet on
Where
you.
did you learn to handle it so well if you hadn't
It just came to me.
grown up? The gods have blessed you with skill.
Yeah. Maybe he kind of runs his finger along his horn and says, maybe the gods, yes. Maybe the gods have done this for me. And he's smiling. Razor sharp teeth.
Gods
Fortunate.
smile in many different ways.
Fair. I've always strived to go against my race's stigma, so.
Well, that's good. Sometimes you just need somebody who's willing to offer an invite to show a different side. So if you're
Yep.
willing to be that person, to be that invite, I think that you'll do a lot of good for the world.
Well, I certainly hope so. I'll certainly smash some chains for all that's worth.
I didn't come to Sandpoint looking for any of this. Came to see the temple, and all I came with is hunting crossbow and my learned magic. But it's been a crazy couple of days.
Yeah,
Agreed.
you ain't just whistling Dixie.
Agreed. I was basically just sent here to help, and the next thing I know, I'm doing a lot more than helping.
Well, all I know, if it wasn't for every single one of our companions, we might not have gotten out of that.
Agreed. I'm hungry. Is anybody else hungry?
Oh yeah.
And with that on the not on the horizon, but coming across the hill, you can start to see poking out the walls of the north gate.
Well, a good home cooked meal can await.
Yeah.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I want a piece of mutton the size of my face.
Yep.
And she just, as we're walking into town, she's describing like all this food that she wants and just doing it to the annoying detail of just making
Okay.
everybody even more hungry.
Yeah, so at this point, Ver begins to salivate a lot through his teeth.
Advantages of being a very not caring about eating other people's knoll.
Karzrath would also add on some like food descriptions. That sounded like really good.
I want a joint of mutton as big as my rib cage. And a trough full of potatoes.
No. Yes.
And
Nice ale.
yes, lots of ale.
A
Lots of
tankard
ale.
of ale. Yes. No, a barrel full of ale.
Yeah, let's go in on a fucking barrel.
Yes.
A buttload of ale.
Load of ale.
A literal
Fun fact, that
buttload
is-
of ale.
That it was
But it's
actually
not
at one
in
point.
in any government system.
Fun fact: at one point, a buttload was an actual amount of measurement
Yep.
was.
Oh no,
for liquids.
Yep.
I mean,
And-
it still is 126 gallons to be precise.
And a bunghole is where you get it from.
Yep.
Any rate, Drinking. Lots of drinking.
Your crew will eventually make your way into the town.
I feel like this is very much a girl worth fighting for type of moment as they're like talking about all the things that they want.
And you may choose where to settle down to grab a meal, though. I imagine it'd probably be the Rusty Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
Where we've been staying.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. There are other places, but yeah, you make your way down through with your horse, and
Yeah, I got to get the lad saddled and stuff too.
so as you approach, everyone who can see sees outside of the Rusty Dragon there is a it looks like a couple of different vessels, but one, the most mysterious, being a horse-drawn wagon with a cage top to it.
Huh.
Ooh. What the fuck is that? That's weird. That reminds me of things. Starts
Are we
to
there
grit his
yet? I'm
teeth a little
hungry.
bit.
Well, there's a cart with a cage here.
Well, okay.
Slavery is not legal. I'm assuming slavery is not legal in this part of the world. I'm assuming that, or is it? Is it?
Probably at least taboo.
Slavery is not really commonly practiced around here, so it's
Yes, I know. I know. It's one of those things, you know, it's nothing, but it still, for a second, gets you a little bit, you know?
can understand how the imagery could affect some strong
Yeah.
emotions.
Bad memories.
But
But it's
our
okay. Let's
princess
go on
in the
in. I'm
temple
hungry.
is hungry.
Yeah, for sure. I'm hungry too. Let's go in. So is there okay, so we need to figure out what we're going to do with this chest of money. Like, we need to put it someplace. Should we buy a room and put it in the room?
Well, we all have rooms. Why don't we just put it in somebody's room?
Okay. All right. We can divvy it out a little bit later. I mean, you know.
You want to just go put it in my room for now? I'll give you
Sure.
my key.
All right. I'll take your key and put the chest. So how much money should I? Actually, how much money do you want to eat? You guys want to eat?
Let's get some good meals.
Oh yeah, you better believe it, man.
I'm so hungry I can eat it. As she's like sliding off the horse and she like stops as she lands and she's like, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I think it's rude.
The horse whinnies appreciatively.
He helps her down off the horse and.
Oh yeah, so the stallion or mare? Can I tell?
Yeah,
Peter?
muted, dude.
Peter?
Just look for the extra leg.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It doesn't actually have any description there, so if you would like to tell, you can roll a percentile.
all right.
It's a war mare.
Take the old girl to the stables and get her fitted for a saddle and some barding.
Okay.
Is
I can hit you
is
with
it-
the costs on that later.
Sweet. But can they do that at the stables? Is that something they offer?
Yeah. I think it's Horsk or Hosk or something.
Orsk.
I don't think it's Horsk.
I'm not the strongest person, but between me, I mean, we should be able to get the chest up to a room with
Oh yeah,
the stable.
Sure,
but we
and
need
then
to get the
I'll
money
order
for
food.
Yeah.
I have some money on me. I'll
Okay,
pay for it,
cool.
and then we'll just take it out of the chest.
All right, cool. So I'll just go on up and take that chest up, brashly striding through the bar area.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not sneaky.
Nope, I'm not a sneaky guy. I'm in full plate. So yeah, I go on up there and unlock a room and place the chest in there, and go back down.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm dragging Kalar and Karsarath inside, just super like giddy and excited about the fact that we're all done, we're back, we're gonna eat some food, and I like drag them in what I assume is the direction to the bar. I probably hear
I'm gonna
like the
need
cups
two of
and
the-
stuff like that.
I'm gonna need two of the biggest meals there is. One for me and one for Snarl. I'm gonna eat them both.
Okay.
You hear the ghostly sound of a hyena laughter.
Yeah. Ameko sees you all walk in and approaches and, welcome back. There's 4 of you.
Yeah.
Where's the hairy guy?
Dead.
He fell in glorious battle.
Oh. Well, I am sorry,
Yeah.
but
It's pretty lame.
no use leaving his image without a sacrificial drink.
Oh yes, and a sacrificial meal on top of the meal that I'm going to be buying.
Yes, I
It was 5 silver for a good meal, I remember.
yes.
So here's a gold from me.
You all are very generous today.
Yeah. No worries.
So we need five of your best meals, 4 tankards of ale, and 1 tea, please.
That should cover it. I'll take the gold and head on back.
I will go down to the table to for for meals and drinks.
As the very large figure walks into the bar and brings the chest upstairs, just straight through the middle of the bar, I assume you're moving.
Oh yeah, I mean
when
that's
you do it.
I mean if that's what the topography of the thing is.
And Artanis nudges Dedrin just between bites and cutting his steak. He just simply respond with, interesting. I do believe we have some new friends for you, Artanis.
Yeah, if they don't immediately hate my guts like everyone else has.
Maybe 12 times the charm, yes?
I thought I was the optimist.
Look on the bright side. You're with me. You get to think this way.
Well, I suppose I could be worse off with someone less classy at the very least. So maybe
That a
you're right.
boy. He responds with that a boy and kind of gives you a slap on the shoulder.
Did you empty that A1 bottle too?
I'm a very hungry man, Otanis. I like the flavor.
I should just get my own bottle.
Every good fantasy world needs A1 sauce. It's not a good RPG if it doesn't have A1 sauce.
How
Fair.
close to is their table to ours? Is the question.
Also, you would be there. You would be going to the Goblin Squash Stables, where Daverin Hosk is located.
All right. Got to get Hope saddled and barded.
Ameiko will come back with 5 plates, one of them noticeably larger, and probably was previously designated for a certain very gluttonous individual, and hands the large plate and a regular plate to you there. I'll come back with the drinks shortly.
Oh yeah. And I begin to just eat. Like,
Do I
consume.
catch the reference of wanting more steak sauce from the table near ours?
I mean, you hear various chatter throughout. It's, I can't say in particular that you heard them directly, but you hear it amidst the conversation.
If I can figure out where it is, I will reach onto the table and I will grab our steak sauce and I will turn around and I will offer it to the table next to us. Here you are. And I'm probably taking it from Karzarath as he's reaching for it. Just by pure accident.
What's even better is probably giving it to the wrong table.
Yeah, because we are in like the furthest back we can be, nowhere near the entrance.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I was just trying to make our characters interact. Goddamn pie.
Yeah, I would like to make a perception to see if I might have overheard the question of the A1 sauce as well. So here's a perception for kicks and giggles.
Nope.
Nope.
You don't even know there's A1 sauce on the table.
What's A1 sauce?
Now, if Cece's like kind of holding the bottle like in air and like there's no one at the other table, I'm gonna like quickly scurry over and be like, "Oh, thank you."
Oh, you're welcome. Sorry, I didn't know where you were. It sounded like you kind of made your way over, but here, you can use ours.
Just chewing on a big old chunk of steak.
You don't need any more steak sauce. You're fine.
I don't know. I'm not eating any steak sauce.
Uh,
I'm tasting the flavor of the meat.
Looking at these individuals, do I notice that like they're worse for wear?
Let me pop back. They seem to be on the healthy side of worse for wear, but they've been through stuff.
I took a lot of hits, and even with the healing, I imagine there's still evidence of the
Yes.
of it.
Yeah, some sort of blood.
Some sort of blood or bruises. Even
Oh,
with
yeah.
the healing, it
Yeah.
doesn't like just. It doesn't look you don't look pristine even with magical healing. I imagine.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're
Magical healing is pretty great, but yeah, it's gonna leave some stuff there.
Yeah, and if you're a mage of any kind and have spell slots, you would recognize that CC is like magically exhausted.
I guess I kinda go, you guys just get back from somewhere? Kinda dusty.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
Let's,
quite a trip.
let's just say last night was not spent in a nice, warm bed of an inn.
Oh?
Yep. A nasty little goblin hovel.
I see.
Wasn't always a goblin hovel though.
And a demon thing downstairs. I called that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
you did, but
you
we
did.
still had to look. But closing the door and leaving the thing for later was a good idea.
Yeah, and I still have the key, and she'll like hold it up in like triumph, essentially.
You still have the Sahedron key.
Yeah, she totally took it with her.
Ver drains like a big thing of ale. Just
Should they
while
be
eating
making a check
both of his meals.
for my mark?
Oh, I think I can honestly say Kalar may be the only one to potentially recognize it.
Recognize what?
There is there's a band per se around the steak sauce gentleman's neck.
Like a moving tattoo that keeps
Pretty
rotating
much.
around
This
my
Kana or history? See?
I think a knowledge history is probably, as long as you have ranks in it, a knowledge history is like
I do have one rank in it.
right.
Oh. Hmm. I mean, probably.
Karzrath, unfortunately, you're too young. It seems like you haven't been, while you are local, you haven't been around for super long. Ver, you are not particularly from anywhere around here.
And I'm not paying any attention right now because I'm eating. Drinking.
Exactly. Kalar, actually, Cece, you don't notice it. Kalar, Kalar, that is not. It's not in reference to slavery directly, but it is a type of restraint and a symbol that speaks against an individual's trustworthiness.
And this is the guy who just took the A1 sauce?
Yes, this is the guy who just stole your A1 sauce. That tricky,
Dun dun.
untrustworthy
dun.
individual.
Fuck. I probably recognize the look he's giving me.
Pretty easily. But whether he acts on it, is up to y'all. I imagine you would hurry back to your table or such.
Kind of a questioning look, but he just kind of I don't know, man. I mean, if this guy's between him and Cece, he kind of maybe moves closer, try to make.
To kind of cut me off, right?
I don't know if he's cutting you off or just trying to get by CC.
Oh, I thought he was trying to get in between Thesean Artanis because he
Oh,
thinks I'm not trustworthy.
Kind of like getting, kind of not just subtly, maybe more subtly, just trying to get a little bit closer.
Yeah, yeah.
Between them.
And, what would I need to roll from my far table to judge the situation? Like, is this a situation that may burst into something worse than a simple, awkward standoff? Is that sense motive?
yeah,
What is
I would
that?
send that to sense motive minus like 1 for being on the other side of the room.
Okay.
Okay, 15. Well, I guess Eric, you can let Pi know directly if it looks antagonistic.
He just it's a move of he definitely has questions whether the person is safe and is kind of moving in kind of a protective stance, but not like he antagonistic, like he's going to be hostile, just maybe just untrust, maybe concerned about the safety of this person being, or that this person is safe.
Okay. Kind of to get his attention, Dedrin will let out a somewhat whistle of command towards Artanis, and then if Artanis looks back, Dedrin will say, "This is a good meal. I don't think you'd want your steak to get cold now, would you?"
I kind of acknowledge his statement and kind of looking a little disheartened that Kalar is moving this way. I'm gonna say thank you for the steak sauce. I'm gonna get back to my table.
All right, bye. She looks very confused, having no idea what happened. But as soon as the whistle went off, her head snapped in that direction.
Getting back to my table, I tell Dedrin, one of them recognizes the mark. I thought we were in the clear until he looked at me.
Well, my friend, it seems that nowhere we go is safe from the rain cloud that ever follows.
Should we describe what we look like to each other?
Yeah, you might as well. You're gonna be looking at each other for who knows how long until you all die.
Again.
Right.
All right. I guess I'll start since I brought it up. So Artanis doesn't seem to have anything of note on him except for maybe his gauntlets and shackles. He has a very, normal black leather jacket, not thick enough to stop anything. Just a very plain dyed tunic, and I suppose just normal slacks, I guess? Something like that. Something that does not scream that he came from any money whatsoever. But the jacket does have deep pockets.
And to the opposite of the poor-looking man next to him, the very opposite, there is Dedrin, who is gray skin, no hair, red, beady eyes, small, and he is wearing just the full definition of authoritarian outfit, like almost like a World War II officer outfit. He is full garb, full, like officer mixed with fantasy cop outfit, and he looks like he comes from money, 100%. Not even if he like not so much that it looks like he comes from money, but it looks like he's got money. Like it looks like he is well off. In contrast to his friend.
So is it our turn next? Who wants to go first?
Thank you for volunteering as tribute.
All right. So I'm about 6'5", jet black plate armor with a sort of crimson crystal in the middle of the chest, with a huge ass greatsword on his back, and his arms are just massive, beyond like superhuman massive, and he jet black skin, horns, and big horns, big goat horns. Check my token, pretty much like those.
Okay.
And sharp, pointy teeth, and a kind of jagged, pointy nose.
Nice.
And then next to him is Cece. She has kind of a blonde white hair. Her eyes are are very clouded over, but like it's like a cloudy blue almost. The button nose. She's not very tall. She's like 5'5", 5'6". But the most distinctive things there's two really distinctive things that you notice. One, she has a crown on her head for God knows what reason. It's nothing super fancy and does look like it got bent to properly fit her head, but it's there and she seems very happy about it. And
yeah, liberal definition of crown.
Right, yeah.
And then on her
Popper's crown.
On her back is a white cane. But on her hip, and what you would see her use when she gets up and starts tapping around, is actually a short sword.
Okay.
That's the good sort of, if I remember right.
I think. No, it's not a master. No, I don't have it listed as masterwork, but I'll double check with Dieter at the end of the game.
I
yeah,
guess.
didn't you have cool weapon?
Claw is looks I mean, facially his token probably looks pretty close to what he is, but he's looks like kind of like a scholar, but not just like a scholar that is nice and neat. He's kind of a little more rugged and like a traveling scholar. So it's stuff is a little bit more tattered and a little bit more sturdy than something you would just find if you were spending the entire time in a monastery. So a little more rugged, but definitely robe-like, looks like that. And he's got a hunting crossbow on his back and a set of bolts on his hip, but doesn't look too heavily armed or armored. Backpack.
Okay.
Kazarath stands at 4'6", blue scales, with some green eyes. He's kind of got that like some orangish yellow fur or feathers, whatever that might be.
Okay.
Rapier at his hip and a bow at his back.
Based on your profile, is that like a gold
Wyvern.
You wear a
wyvern?
mask
Okay.
too, right?
Yes. Also wears a dragon-like mask.
Nice. Cool. Very colorful party.
So nobody
Yeah.
has really seen his face.
Like Cubone.
There used to be a knoll.
There used to be a knoll. And he was the best Ishno ever.
He was a good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
He
good
certainly was a Knoll of all time.
The master
He wa-
woodsman.
He was the Knoll.
Yep.
And now he's a grassy knoll.
Aw.
Oh,
Aw, get out of chat. I ain't deal with that shit tonight.
No, but it was heartfelt. He stays.
Yeah, we
Well-
went to get his body, man.
I don't know if he's a grassy knoll yet, because there's still the dirt. But in a couple
We
weeks,
told him to
maybe
stay.
he'll be grassy knoll.
Fair.
And he did.
He was a good
So
boy.
You four, I would say, are immediately feeling your bodies like recognize, oh yeah, this is a safe place and a place of rest. And I just went through 2 days of, oh my god. So y'all are feeling
Tied.
like your body's shut down, kind of,
Okay, so
in a way.
Bear's gonna eat, and then he's gonna try and hammer through going and seeing about horse armor.
Yeah, I mean, you totally have enough energy to do that. You just might have a bit of darting vision.
Yeah. I Bear's used to that, so
Fair enough.
he just wants to get that done, so it's done. And then he'll go and pass out in his room.
All right. Probably an early night for you folk.
I would
okay,
think so.
Well, you all are more or less finished with your food at this point. There, you can head off to the Goblin Squash, this Goblin Squash stable. Kalar, perhaps. I mean, you had some notes, I suppose. There's also the Bluestone Temple. This is also a time for any other possible motivations, if you are inclined to do so. Karzarath and Cece, what kind of would be your plans for the evening? This very low tempo, low energy. I suppose someone still needs to count the chest.
Yeah,
Uh,
actually, that's true. I need to do
Maybe
that as well
Cece
as
is
horse
not the
armor.
perfect person to do this.
I was gonna say
She could
Karzak
count the
can help with it.
coins, but
You
Which-
can separate them
what-
into piles. If they're physically embroidered or different shapes, I would know exactly what they were.
actually, yeah, that's fair. They are all different shapes.
Karzak can help with it.
chocolate.
I think it's best if all of us were there, if we're counting.
Yeah. So go up after the big meal and
Honor among thieves, please.
Oh, you're a pretty funny guy. Ha 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 ha.
holds up. It's like holds up the blue silk blue dress, and it's like, I know you can't see what it looks like, but I think you would look absolutely stunning in this. As he says that to Cece.
What is it?
And he would hand it to her so she could feel the fabric.
Ooh, this is soft. And she starts playing with it and kind of feeling out like, how long is it? Does it have long sleeves? Is it short sleeve? How thick is the material? She starts like kind of inspecting it in her own like weird blind way. Yeah, I think this could work. I would probably have to continue to wear my pants underneath it. Makes running around a lot easier. But yeah, I think this would work really well. As long as my belt can go around it so I can hold my sword.
Are you guys up in your room, or are you counting your
does that
treasure?
pop-
Yeah,
out in the
I was
common
gonna say,
area?
are you? Is Sissy just looking at this dress like while there's a steak in front of her? What's happening?
Oh yeah,
Oh, we're already
100%.
done. I thought we were up sorting out our loot.
Yeah, you're doing whatever. The four of them are doing whatever their evening plans are.
Okay.
So no, she's not feeling a. She's eaten already.
No worry about steak sauce getting on the dress. Got it.
Yep.
Might be a splash of blood too.
I ain't nothing new.
Listen, Snarl did try and vie for that dress, so there may be more than a splot of blood.
I don't think he ever got his hands on it though. Maybe. I don't remember, to be honest. Could be wrong.
Yeah, while they're counting, Cece would dismiss herself to one of the upstairs restrooms and change into the dress.
Okay.
+1 AC dress, please. I am going to...
No.
Damn
Lol.
it.
No.
Yeah. Shot down by the DM. The DM giveth and the DM taketh away.
I mean, you can't blame a girl for trying.
Yeah.
And
I would do the same thing.
Gotta ask.
and the four of them are in the room with the chest. He would say, it's like, I never really. I mean, I know the goblins' attack standpoint. I know they're the enemy, quote unquote, the enemy. But I never really liked, even them. I never really liked being involved with killing. I mean, I want to help Sandpoint, but I don't really feel like I want to do what we just did again.
I don't blame you. It's not for everyone. It takes a certain kind of person. And I'm jealous of the ones that can't.
I still want to help, but I think, there's a temple here in town to my god, to Roni, my god, and he holds up stacks of books, days of research going through this stuff. I mean, I think I would be more help to you guys if I kind of was more of an in-town resource.
Fair. Seems reasonable. Miss ya.
You gotta promise me you'll take care of you'll protect Cece and look after her.
Yeah. I will do that.
Hey, eavesdrop.
Uh,
We're in a room with a door closed, so
Yeah. But I'd be outside.
nice.
I was gonna say
Stalker.
both of you roll a d20 to see where your rooms are located, but I mean, if you're outside of your room, make a perception check to see if you can even find it first.
Okay.
I would be with him as I have the key.
Why do your perception checks take so long to show up? I just get like a blank spot for like 3 seconds. Anyway, at 26,
Probably
yeah,
the
listening around,
internet.
maybe. Yes.
Yeah, even more than me. Wow.
Yeah.
That's what he's built for.
With the
Pathfinder just
26,
feels crazy.
you are capable of figuring out, at least eventually, where they are, and you catch about halfway through. So you hear the latter half and about Kalar remaining within the town and doing research at the House of Bluestones.
It looks like their party's losing a member. It sounds like they've already lost a member, sir.
Interesting. Maybe we should inquire about this at a future point as Gedrin inserts the key into the door and opens it for their room. I
Right.
trust that we've been in this situation a few times, Artanis. I trust you won't try and slit my throat when we sleep.
That would be self-defeating. Athena, can you wait outside? Maybe perch outside their window? I say to my little familiar.
Yeah.
Okay, so wee. There goes the bird.
Bye, birdie.
Okay.
And you would find some sort of perch. The top right image is a artistic rendition of Sandpoint. So
Perfect.
Are we one of these yellow circles on the map?
No, we're this one over here, which would be
yes.
this
Okay.
one.
37, which is not clear on what that number is, but I couldn't find a clearer image.
I have to zoom in like a quadrillion times. Okay.
But yes, you are in this one, which is the same as this one. You can tell because there's a rusty dragon on top.
Got it. Okay.
This was the glass works, or was this the glass works? No, this was the city hall. This was the glass works, and the Bluestone library where he was this one, I think, right next to it.
Yeah, the House of Bluestone is actually right next to it.
Okay.
Just as some extra knowledge, when we entered the town,
Mm-hmm.
would I have any papers or reports or any information of whereabouts the local, like, police station, sheriff's office, authority building would be located?
I want you to roll me a past tense diplomacy check.
Past tense diplomacy check.
Yeah, how much information do you get out of the sheriff as well as your comrades when request was requested?
Well,
A 7. No, you are unable to have any prior knowledge. You would have to ask around.
Like they hate our guts or something.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's almost like maybe being here is a good thing, though.
As Cece finishes changing, does she catch them eavesdropping, or are they like getting into their room as she's coming out of the bathroom?
That would probably be early enough that you didn't quite catch them snooping around, actually. If the dress was early. Anyway, in regards to counting coins, which you would be able to do, the chest itself is full of 7,431 copper pieces, 2,490 silver pieces, 89 gold pieces, 3 platinum pieces, some other things. I don't know if you got this, a leather pouch of 34 badly flawed malachites. Here,
I gotta get this sword looked at too.
7, 4, 3, 2 copper, 2, 490 silver, and then 89 and 3. Yeah. The other things that were in there was a medium chain shirt, a medium masterwork scimitar, a pair of masterwork manacles, a gold
scimitar already.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure that you know what all is there. A gold holy symbol, a jade necklace, and that same fine blue silk dress. which I think you distributed the physical objects. So it's just the gold and I believe the malachite that are worth 1 gold each. So 34 malachites, 1 gold piece each.
Is that really fancy silver comb that he put into his fur?
Bro, you guys weren't getting it out unless you specified that you were taking the time to do that.
Oh my
I'm
god,
not
that
gonna
thing would be
loot my
covered in
homie like
so
that.
much grossness too. No way.
He went to the afterlife with that sumbitch.
That was
And the
that was
goblin.
his like you know how
Severance pay.
in like Greek and Roman myth you put 2 coins on the eyes for the ferryman.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the comb was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snarl just has to get it out first.
That could take a few centuries.
Alrighty.
Jeez.
And I will say, before and during your rest today, seen as it is in a safe location, the remaining 4 of you receive 5,773 experience each.
Oh shit, where are we even at?
That
We're
should
at-
put you almost at level 5. You should be at
5?
3,300. Not quite level 5.
The
So we're
30
gonna be level 4 then.
By my calculations, you should be at 9,073 after all of this. Because I believe I reset you all, because of the confusion, I reset you all to exactly 3,300.
Journal. Okay,
Oh.
so
3,300 is what I have too.
yeah,
Okay.
and what was the XP again? Excuse me.
The XP given is per person 5,773.
773.
Because we're talking XP, I remember you saying you were going to give me an Artanis and experience point we were supposed to have.
Yes, I am going to put you and Artanis at a solid 8,000, which is halfway in between 4th and 5th level, so you guys are a little behind as far as experience.
Sure.
That being you guys coming in late,
Yeah.
as far as characters.
Where is my experience?
Should be in the additional tab up on the top right.
All right, I'm gonna
Um,
go. Can you mind if I roll my HP real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. For the 4 of you who leveled up,
I'm just gonna roll it in the thingamajigger
We'll
here.
probably level this up and at least so it'll be saved here for an NPC if you need
right.
use it in town.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So once again, that is roll once definitely, then either keep it, take the average for the level, or roll again. And then I'll also add your
Yes. Yes. 50 HP, ladies and gents.
Nice.
Also to note that level 5 is a 10,000 XP threshold.
Do you do rerolls on 1s and 2s or just 2 or just 1s?
I do not have static rerolls for 1s and 2s. If you would like to reroll, period, you may choose to do so. So this is your first roll. You can either keep it, take the average for the level, or reroll.
Reroll. Yeah.
Okay.
Good choice.
I think it's a D6 for cleric, right? Or is it no? It's a D8.
Probably D8.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Rogue.
Rolling for
Thank you.
that'll be
Shit for
D8.
an orc. Jeez.
So, sorry. All right, so it's basically reminder. How do I do that? Just roll d8.
I believe if that's what the rogue is.
I believe so.
Okay, so you can either keep that 4, reroll, or this is 4th level, so actually the average would be 4 for this level.
We're gonna try for higher.
Okay, all right.
Hey.
Nice.
So take that, add it onto your max, and then add your Constitution bonus as well,
That's plus
to a
9
minimum
now.
of +0.
I have a feat to choose.
Oh man. Posthumously getting a 10.
Oh man. But
Aww.
Why do
Poor
you do
Snarl.
this to us, Pie?
When
Because I like
CC,
because I like to twist the knife.
I see.
He does. We have fun here.
we have fun. Let's see now. Oh, I can't do Vital Strike yet. Dang. Oh well. Let's see. Shield of Swings.
Get 2nd level spells.
When you take a
Yay!
full attack action while wielding a two-handed weapon, you can choose to reduce the damage by 1/2 to gain a +4 shield bonus to AC and CMD until the beginning of your next turn. That's not bad. Choose to reduce the damage by 1/2. Oh! Yeah, okay. But then again, there's weapon focus. Or maybe
Really think you need weapon
spec.
focus with that?
Ooh, I want to go weapon spec. I'm going weapon spec. +2 damage.
More damage. More
Yes.
hitty.
More hitty, more damage. Great sword.
Oh. What is the rogue talent again?
There's a list of them.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
get
it
the
should
tiers
link
one.
to a list.
Okay. I also get uncanny dodge.
Hell yeah.
when CC gets back into the room, he would tell CC it's like on the road back when I was talking about how I never really came Sandpoint to be an adventurer.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't enjoy killing things, even though these goblins have clearly become the enemy of Sandpoint. I don't, and especially after seeing Snow die out there, and this isn't. I don't think this is the life for me, but I still want to help. I think it would be better if I stayed here at the Bluestone Sanctuary and just could help more as a more of a researcher, scholar.
You see. Are you going to leave tonight then?
Well, I mean, I'll still be in town. I suppose I could. I already have a room here. I could probably go in the morning and try to maybe set up more permanent accommodations.
Well, I would like to have a tea with you before you leave in the morning, and I have a note for you. I think it's very important that you read it in due time, but I'd like to give it to you before you leave.
Well, okay. Then I guess we've had a long day. I guess we'll see you for breakfast.
Yes, if all of you could leave my room so I could go to bed, that would be great.
Yeah,
Everybody could get their money so I can go to bed. That would be great.
Monies are had. All right. So yeah, I head down to the old stables there. Let me just record my gold here. So, okay.
You don't all have to do your specific leveling up right now. Just as a note, you totally all level up.
Yeah, I'm just adding my gold in just
Yeah.
for posterity.
Of course.
And-
Posterity and prosperity.
but I mean, with Hero Lab, I'm already leveled up, so.
Oh, yeah. Me, Hero Lab.
I know. What a dirt. All right. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna head on over. Is there any place in town where I could find out? Like, is there an enchanter that can cast like Identify or something?
If you ask around, you would figure out that, yeah, there are magic places in Sandpoint. It's not so simple a town.
Okay, cool. Would they charge for that? I mean, we can roleplay it, or we can just get down to brass tacks.
I will have to figure that out
Sure.
in the meantime.
Cool. That works for me. And then the horse stuff, will that wait too?
We will also figure that out
Rocket.
in the meantime.
I'm down with that.
So
I'm gonna need,
and oh yeah,
I'm gonna need barding, saddles, and saddlebags.
awesome. So Artanis and Dedrin, over the course of the night and the morning, what's going on with you? What's the agenda for you two?
For the new day, Dedrin's agenda, which would also probably be hand in hand with Artanis, and vice versa. Dedrin's agenda, which he would, I believe I already did explain to Artanis, would be to ingratiate himself with the local authority and get a foothold.
So we're probably going to look for the precinct.
Okay.
And
I mean, yeah.
And secondary agenda would be finding some sort of workshop or place that sells materials, as Dedrin was kind of only allowed his one specialty weapon.
Right. Yeah, you would. I mean, there are shops and services and marketplaces out here.
Lovely.
While he looks around for those, I'm probably going to be digging in the trash for something that I can use. Like, honestly, though, I don't have proficiency in any martial weapons anyway, so... So this place had a festival recently. Are any of the decorations and, like, any of the trash bins, like tall poles with streamers on it, etc., etc.?
That's an interesting thought. Stop it, Pumbaa. No, I don't think any of the current trash at present is related to the festival, but would you be asking around about, hey, how did, the festival go or so? Are you just looking by yourself?
Yeah, within a eye shot of Dedrin. I
Okay.
wouldn't want him to panic if I disappeared.
So not
But,
like around the town.
I mean, if he lets me, then I'll walk around and kind of like try to pop my collar up and cover my mark as much as possible.
Right. So, Dedrin, do you walk around with your pet?
Dedrin would definitely have a close leash, but he would give some slack. So Dedrin would at least be at all times, in terms of blocks, Dedrin would at all times be at least a block away from Artanis.
Right, okay.
I'll have Athena circle above my head, about 80
Okay.
feet above me, so it's probably easier to spot me.
Yeah. Can you perceive through Athena, or I guess I'm not super familiar with
Oh, no.
familiar.
So what I have with Athena is just like empathic. So if Athena feels something like, oh, I feel hungry, then Athena can tell me, feed me, kind of in like a rough emotional sense, but I do not have the ability to communicate with her yet.
Okay, gotcha.
But,
Well,
she just understands me.
right, of course. Then I guess you can give me a perception check as you wander around, trying to search for party goods.
I think I've picked out my rogue trick.
What at?
Sleight of hand stunt.
Oh.
In place of an attack of opportunity, a rogue with this talent can attempt a sleight of hand check against the CMD of an opponent that provokes an attack of opportunity by firing a projectile weapon while threatened. If successful, the rogue plucks the ammunition from the provoking weapon, negating the attack.
That's kind of cool. Okay. With a 20,
or a 23 or whatever.
Oh yeah, 23. With the 23, you and Dedrin wander around a little bit. You come across the festival grounds, and I mean, there are a couple of loose scraps around, but not exactly big poles or anything. But eventually you end up wandering quite close to the crumbled stone pillar over here, and you notice off to the side, actually, is what the locals call Junker's Edge. And there is just a lot of trash. It's just a bunch of trash.
There, I'm just gonna spend a short amount of time here. I won't wander too far.
Right. But you would be able to find some of the festival goods, like poles or streamers or such.
Okay. Would I be able to find like a large banner? Okay, I mean, best case scenario, I find a random sledgehammer in there, but like a large banner would be great.
You know those people just throwing away their sledgehammers.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
one-use sledgehammers. You heard of those?
Yeah, always have to buy a new one after the first slam.
Yep.
Let me see. Yeah, you find a couple of posters and banners. Not a particularly large one, but yeah, you'd find one that might work.
Just to clarify, I'm after the pole that the flag is attached to.
Okay.
But if the flag is still attached to it, I'm going to leave it attached.
I don't know, maybe you wanted a netting or something.
Right.
It's far easier to find some I guess I suppose it wouldn't be because those are the most reusable. But yeah, you are capable of finding poles of some sort in amidst the junk.
Okay. Yeah, something like, what's quarterstaffs are like, what, 4 feet, 4.5 feet long?
I think quarterstaffs are 6 feet.
Okay, so it would be a large
It's
one.
kind of
Traditionally,
crazy tall.
quarterstaff is your height plus 1/4.
Your height plus 1/4. Okay, so if I'm 5'6", I'm adding wait. So I'm gonna just spitball it and say like, um, 8 feet long is like medium. Is that right? Okay, well,
Okay, in this case, it is in Pathfinder. It's about 5 feet in length.
okay. So a large one would be what, like 8 then?
Probably.
Okay, so that's probably gonna be the size that I'm looking for.
Okay. You find yourself like 2/3 staff.
A
Wow.
2/3 staff.
While my buddy there's rummaging through trash, Dedrin would probably be asking the occasional passerby the location of the local precinct.
Sure, go ahead and give me a diplomacy, considering your strange and goblin-esque visage.
Okay, diplomacy, come. I put ranks in you for a reason.
I'm gonna add
Welp.
trash to my inventory.
Most passers-by just continue passing by. A couple of them kind of give you like scoffs because there's just a different looking goblin here, and he doesn't look like he's burning anything, but goblin, and move along. And at one point, though, a half orc, I believe. Where's he at? Yeah, a half orc comes out and looks at you and just says, "What you doing looking through all my trash?" He doesn't say it with much anger or scrutiny. He's just sort of said it.
It's... Believe it or not, I was looking for something to defend myself with if something attacked, and I'm more inclined to pick up a random, stick, kind of like a young boy. I feel more comfortable with it for some reason.
He just gives off a hearty laugh and, I feel that too. I love being around this type of material. What was it you were at? Points to you, Dedrin. This is a large man.
As Dedrin probably saunters up to this point, he would respond with, I've been inquiring about the location of the local precinct in this town, but it seems my cousins, the goblins that you've been having issues with, have sullied the outlook on my kind, and I've gotten nowhere.
Yeah, those little green freaks running around burning things. Ugh. And you think my shack smells bad?
Freaks indeed they are.
Precinct. It's the gray building over there, and shove a thumb, and it's a little unclear whether he means that one or the one next to it, but yeah.
You
That
said
that
we
is
were like over here, or did I
yes,
misunderstand?
like
Okay.
roughly about there, yeah.
Oh, okay. Would I be able to kind of see the tips of the building if I get up on higher ground?
Yeah, I would say so. By the way, this over here is an island off the side. It
Oh,
is
that's
not
an
actually
island.
attached. Yeah, this place right here.
Oh, that's this, isn't it?
That is Chopper's Isle.
Okay. I am not gonna climb up there. Okay, but I'll roll to see if I can tell Dedrin anything useful.
Sure.
I mean,
32. Yeah, you can see these two buildings stepping from side to side, trying to see through other buildings. This one's big and gray. This one is big and I guess kind of gray, but it's more, whitish. So
do I see
it's
like a badge on any of the columns or anything like that?
yeah, you do see some insignia that looks more official on here than on the neighboring building.
I'm gonna yell down from whatever high point I'm at. Sir, I think it's that one over there. He's right. That one looks like it has an official emblem on it.
All right, and as you are working with your garbage and precincts, I would like to pop back to the morning after your deep sleep for the four adventurers. No, you did the horse stuff last evening, so
Right.
morning tea time?
Morning meal time, more like.
Probably not tea time for you.
Yeah, no.
I
Big ol'
believe there
meal.
was a promise between Cece and Kalar.
I would drink tea. He would enjoy tea.
All right.
Doesn't have to be hard liquor like some. I mean, I'm sure some people love bring me the love. No, I would not drink much tea.
Probably not. So it's nothing. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing fancy. She's just kind of sitting and talking. But towards the end of the tea time, she reaches into her pocket and she pulls out a note. And it's folded in half, and she slides it across the table, and she says, "When we were in the temple, something told me that I need to write this to you. So I want you to have it. And I'm going to whisper to you what it says."
Okay.
Exciting game.
Yes. Oodles of
We're
excitement.
winding down. Don't worry.
We're winding way down.
Okay. In that case, I will save the events of the future to be, and I will bring us here where we see a modified player list, and
Deftly done,
We
sir.
will-
Deftly done.
we will get. Yes.
Leave, he would say, "I've got something I would wanted to give you too before I left. I had 2 holy symbols on my in inventory. So he would give his to remember me by. He would give one of his holy symbols to Aroni.
Aw.
And
Aw.
it's and there's something I've been wanting to give you for quite a while. And if you don't I understand if I don't know what you'll think of it, but I hope to see you again. And he would give her a kiss and then kind of head towards the door.
She would just sit there just stunned, not really knowing what to do. And as soon as the door shuts, Vare would hear her mutter, "That was my first kiss. That was weird." Was not expecting that. So
He
it's
looks up
weird
from
for her
sharpening
because
his
she
sword.
doesn't understand it. She's never had one before.
All right. Well, I just want to give a special thank you at the end of this session 19 as we are closing on the first of 6 books of this entire adventure path. I want to set a shout out for Karzarath and Kalar for sticking with it the whole time, and as well as Cece, Vare, Snarl, unfortunately, for coming in and being able to join the crew.
No worries.
And session 20 will be our first look at book 2 of
Can't
Rise
wait.
of the Runelords.
Yay!
Continue to report
Super
that I'll
stoked.
try to keep watching them and seeing you guys' adventures. Scheduling is
Yep.
not going to
Mhm.
work out in the
Hey,
future.
Kalar was a great character. I'm gonna
Oh yeah,
miss him.
100%.
He was fun. I had some fun with him, and I'm glad we still have you. Someone else is at least there to help heal you guys too.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well,
Looking forward to the next one.
yeah, for reals. Super
This is
looking
gonna be
forward
fun.
to it. Glad we were able to pick up a new character so soon. And
New
y'all's
character is
dynamic
plural.
is great.
Yeah.
I love that. I love your whole dynamic.
Yeah, it's turning out really well. I like it.
Yeah, that and those skills.
Great game as
Bye.
always. Eric, sad to see you go. We understand that you need to go, but it's been a blast playing with you. But for now, everybody say goodbye to YouTube.
Goodbye,
Bye,
YouTube.
Bye,
YouTube.
YouTube.
Bye, YouTube. Happy dungeon delving, everyone.